Hey guys, Claw here. So today I have a key lock cylinder, and for older vehicles they're all kind of the same or very similar, and this one's specifically for 1994 Ford Ranger. And I'll show you how to prep it and do all those fun steps to follow me to my truck. First thing you want to do is pop the hood and make it your way to the battery. You want to remove the negative terminal if you have a 1994 and earlier Ford Ranger. But if you have a 1995 and newer, you also have to remove your positive terminal. And the reason they say to do this is because of the airbags. And that's what it says in the book, and I'm going to be real with you guys. I'm not really too sure how much of a difference it makes, and maybe how you mess with it is what matters. Because in the manual, it also says you need to remove your steering wheel. And from what I've seen online, I have not seen a single person remove their steering wheel, and I'm about to show you why. Now that we're in the truck, you got to remove this panel right here. And if you look underneath, there's a bolt here, and there's one over here. And I'll show you guys after I remove it what else you need to do. Once you get this panel removed, you have this little metal bracket underneath. Now, if you notice, there's a few of my bolts that are missing, and you just want to work your way all around this guy, and there's not that many. So once you remove this guy, I'll show you how to get rid of this guy. Now that that metal panel is disconnected, there's two Phillips screws you gotta remove on the bottom of this guy right here. Now this bottom guy right here where it likes to clip in, I recommend getting a flathead, putting it in there while you're pulling down on this guy with your other hand. And it's the same for both sides. Don't pull too hard. This pops off really easily. And the clip is easy to break. So just get a flathead, work it up in there, pry a little bit, and then get your hand on the bottom and pull a little bit while you're doing that. Now that we have this guy removed, right there in the corner where it's like cut off, that's where you want to work the flathead. Now the next step. There's a little pin in there, and I can't reach it at this step. If you guys are able to reach it, I'll show you guys later where the pin's at, and you have to press it in. But since I can't, I have to do some extra precautionary things by first removing this guy. And there's a bolt there and there, and it's really easy. Just make sure you get this guy all the way out. It's okay if it dead hangs. It's pretty lightweight. Okay, see you guys in the next step. After you remove those two bolts on the bottom, this whole assembly up here actually just pops out. Be careful, I have an aftermarket radio. And you might need to watch a video on how it comes out. And you want to pop it all the way around and slowly work your way around, just like so. And then I'm going to pick it up and rotate it. So pick it up and rotate it over into my passenger side. I said that wrong. It's not going to be able to go on the passenger side because I have cables connected down there for my light bar and stuff. I'm going to rest it on my leg though, but I'm going to remove that instrument cluster. I'd rather remove the instrument cluster than the wheel. It's really easy. There's just a few screws. It's the big ones, not those little colored ones. It's the ones on the white surfaces you want to get. Once you guys start working on the instrument cluster, there's 1, 2, 3 connections, and it sits in like that. So what I recommend do is you pull this bottom right corner towards you and you work on this first connector and you squeeze the two ends together. Then there's the little speedometer cable, and then there's this last connector, and it slowly makes more and more room as you go. And then what you want to do is place him to the side, and then this guy should be able to pop right out. Alrighty guys, so I actually got this out. I'm going to leave it in there for now. What I did is I grabbed some wire, and if you look, I'm going to try to tap it with the wire. What you want to do is you got to get underneath this guy where I'm tapping with the wire. It looks like a barrel kind of up into the ignition. And what you do is you go underneath and have the wire go up, and then you keep tapping until you feel like it pushed the button. And since my sides are broken, I had to use my pliers, get in there and pull it out. I had to take the top off to get extra room to make sure so I can move this plastic guy a little bit. You don't have to do that. I did that because my hands are just kind of fat and it's just really difficult, and I kept bending the wire and it just kept not working for me. If you want to remove the dash, you can, but you don't have to. This is where you want to compare the parts. As you can see, the bottom on the left guy looks a little bit longer, which I'm not too worried about it. It just looks like a smidge longer. And obviously this guy's the top part because it broke off this old guy. And you know, I took this guy off and this was the top when it came off. So now when I install this, I'm going to try to make this the top so it just goes in as it used to be. Alrighty guys, as you can see, I got the new ignition cylinder in. And just to show you that it works, it rolls over. I don't want to start the car right now, but I can get it to move, all starts away, all that good stuff. And that's how you simply do it. It's really easy, and you know, I didn't show the process of putting everything back together. When you go to put everything together, remember a lot of this stuff is plastic. I mean, my truck specifically is 31 years old. Don't over torque it. I just did it a little less than hand tight because it's easy to do more than hand tight with these things, and they break so easily. And if you guys have any troubles or anything, just hit me up in the comments. I can walk you through it. It's a really easy install in reality. Fighting that button on the back of this lock right here, that's the hardest part. And I could not get my camera in there. I have a very big fat camera. I tried getting my phone in there, but since I never removed this plastic right here, I couldn't really show that. But everybody on YouTube I was watching somehow got this plastic off without removing the steering wheel, and so I was like, well, that's weird. I don't know how to do that. Maybe they cut it off, maybe they break it off. I'm not too sure. I didn't see anything online about it. Most people don't even mention the plastic, but it was in my way, so I thought I'd make a video about it. You guys have a wonderful one. I'll see you guys in the next video.